The history of Uganda as a wife, culture, marriage, and life. Uganda's history in relation to marriage, gender roles, and cultural expectations of wives is deeply rooted in traditional customs, colonial influences, and modern transformations. The concept of Uganda as a wife metaphorically reflects the ways in which the country has been shaped by external and internal forces, much like how a woman in traditional Ugandan society is shaped by familial, social, and cultural expectations. 1. Traditional Ugandan marriage and wife roles. Before colonialism, marriage in Uganda was primarily a communal affair rather than an individual choice. The role of a wife was deeply embedded in traditional customs, with different ethnic groups practicing unique marriage rites but sharing some common themes. Bride price and marriage negotiations. 1. Among many Ugandan ethnic groups, including the Baganda, Banyankole, Basoga, and Akoli, marriage negotiations involved a bride price, lobola, a form of dowry paid by the groom's family to the bride's family. 1. This was seen as a symbol of respect, appreciation, and a way to solidify social ties between families. 2. A wife was expected to be obedient, hardworking, and nurturing, often trained from a young age in skills such as cooking, farming, and child rearing. Polygamy and extended families. 1. Polygamy was a common practice, particularly among wealthy men and traditional leaders. 1. A man's wealth was often measured by the number of wives and children he had. 2. Women in polygamous households had a hierarchical system, with the first wife, or senior wife, holding a position of authority over the others. 3. The extended family played a major role in raising children, and the wife was not only expected to care for her husband and children but also to contribute to the wider clan's well-being. 2. Colonial influence on marriage and gender roles. During the colonial period, 1894 to 1962, Western influences from British missionaries and administrators brought changes to Uganda's marital traditions. Introduction of Christian and civil marriages. 1. Christian missionaries discouraged polygamy and promoted monogamous marriages conducted in churches. 2. The introduction of Western education for women slowly shifted perspectives, though women's roles remained largely domestic. Legal and social shifts. 1. The colonial legal system introduced marriage laws that categorized marriages into customary, religious, and civil unions. 2. Women's legal status remained subordinate to men, as they were expected to remain submissive wives and caregivers. 3. Post-independence, 1962-present, changing marital dynamics. Uganda's independence in 1962, followed by political instability, economic challenges, and modernization, influenced marriage and gender roles in new ways. Women's empowerment and education. 1. The rise of women's education and employment led to shifts in marital expectations. 1. Women increasingly participated in business, politics, and professional fields. 2. Organizations advocating for women's rights pushed for legal reforms regarding property ownership, domestic violence, and inheritance rights. Challenges in modern marriage. 1. Bride price debates. While still practiced, some Ugandans argue that bride price has turned into a form of buying a wife rather than a cultural appreciation. 2. Divorce and gender-based violence. Although divorce was traditionally discouraged, it has become more common in urban areas, partly due to economic struggles and gender-based violence. 3. Dual burden of work. Many modern Ugandan women now balance professional careers with traditional domestic expectations, leading to conversations about gender equality in households. 4. Uganda as a wife, a cultural metaphor. Uganda itself has often been metaphorically likened to a wife in a complex marriage due to its historical interactions with colonialism, foreign aid, and internal governance. 1. Colonialism as an arranged marriage. Uganda, like a young bride, was drawn into an arranged marriage with Britain, subjected to rules and expectations that shaped its economic and social structures. 2. Post-independence struggles. The role of a strong wife. Uganda has had to navigate political turmoil, dictatorship, and economic challenges, much like how a wife in a struggling marriage is expected to hold the family together. 3. Foreign aid and dependency. The bride price cycle. Uganda continues to rely on external financial support, similar to how some cultural perspectives view a wife depending on her husband's resources. 5. Conclusion. Uganda's cultural transformation. Uganda's history regarding marriage and the role of wives reflects a broader journey of transformation. While traditional expectations still hold influence, modern Ugandan women are redefining marriage, family roles, and independence. Just as the country has evolved politically and economically, the institution of marriage in Uganda continues to adapt, blending cultural heritage with modern values. Would you like me to expand on any specific aspect?